Hi, besties. You've found your community bestie to share thoughts and opinions, recap the shows we love,
Having too much fun.
Bravo should be fun.
and have piping hot gossip sessions about the celebrities and Bravo lebs we love, hate, and love to hate.
He went on a podcast claiming he had a threesome with two women from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Immediately, I was like, I wonder if it's Brandy and Carlton.
I'm Caitlin Marshall, your pop culture and Bravo bestie.
Allegations, allegedly allegations.
And if you enjoy fun conversation between friends, listening to your bestie rant about shows we can't get enough of, plus enjoy a little bit of, well, ridiculousness.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. There's a spider that is coming down. Hold on.
It's like the Blair Witch Project.
Oh my God. Has anybody seen my ring?
Oh my God.
I don't want to ruin the party or anything.
Have you seen my ring? Oh my God. Can you look on the floor for my ring? God, John's gonna kill me.
Don't mess with me because I will come.
What? Oh.
Feel free to leave that in for whatever entertainment purposes.
You're in the right place. So thanks for joining me on Besties by Bravo.
Hi, besties. Thank you for joining me today, Thursday, October 10th. Well, I have to warn you, if I sound stuffed up and stuffy noses make you annoyed, I am so sorry. My allergies are like trying to ruin my life. It reminds me of Jennifer Coolidge on White Lotus. It's the gays, they're trying to kill me. But it's more of the, my allergies are trying to kill me. Yes, I know it's not the best impression, but we do what we can around here. I hope you've had a good week so far. And I just want to keep saying, everyone who's being affected by Hurricane Helene and then Milton, I'm thinking about y'all. I hope you are staying safe, hunkered down, hopefully evacuated, all of that. So I just want to let y'all know, I've seen a few of you here on the live in the comments saying that you're quite literally in the middle of dealing with it. So I'm thinking about you. Now, let's get started. There's some interesting stuff going around at the moment. Okay, let's just go ahead and start with one of the biggest ones. Brittany Cartwright, it was reported that she was allegedly, quote unquote, secretly hooking up with Jax Taylor's friend Julian Sensley after they separated. Now, Julian was a pro basketball player. And, he's a fantastic looking man. Let's just say that. But let's talk about something else going on with this is that Julian at the moment is engaged. And he and his fiance, they have a young child together. They've been on and off. And they were going through a rough time, allegedly, when he and Brittany kind of got together, had some fun. But it does make a lot of people question when Jax had put up that story on Instagram. You might want to ask Brittany who she's been sleeping with for the past 4 months. It's just because he then tried to follow it up with, look, here's a cute photo. Oh, thank you, Miriam. The sound is a bit choppy. Oh, all right, we're working on this. I've been having the worst audio issues, my friend. Let's see. Hopefully this is a little bit better. Y'all, I'm waiting on a new cord for my mic. It's been kind of a pain in the arse. Okay, so let's just backtrack here. Hopefully the sound is a little bit better now. Great. Thank you, Miriam. God. Duct tape and Elmer's glue around here sometimes, my friends. Okay, so let's backtrack, okay? Because I don't know if it was a little choppy before this. So, Brittany Cartwright was allegedly hooking up with Jax Taylor's quote-unquote friend, Julian Sensley, shortly after she and Jax separated. Now, here's the thing. We're going to use the term friend loosely when it comes to Jax because we never know. But let's just say Jackson friendships. What can we say about that? They're usually not that great. We know, and now we don't like this person, but we know what he did with Tom Sandoval, all of that. Okay, he and Kristen, right? Mm-hmm. So, when it comes to Jax and Brittany and this man, Julian Sensley. Julian is a former pro basketball player, and you can actually find, if you Google him, a lot of the images are very clearly from IMDb, like kind of actor type of photos. So I find that kind of interesting. I'm like, what are you doing now, Julian? But the interesting part of all of this is Julian is engaged. Yes, he is engaged to the woman that he has a very young child with. Now, Julian's pretty private. You can even find him on social media. As far as I could see, I did do a very quick search, but I found nothing. Okay. But except for the photos of, hey, are Brittany and Julian hooking up? Well, apparently, allegedly, Jax lost his ever loving mind. And he was very, very upset about this. And this may have been around that time that he posted that Instagram story saying, you might want to ask who Brittany's been sleeping with for the past 4 months. And then very shortly after, posted a photo of her sleeping next to Cruz. We all thought maybe he was just trying to be obnoxious and I'd say cheeky. It's Jax. I mean, for crying out loud. But that being said, Julian and his fiance have allegedly been on and off and on and off. That's the story that we're hearing. And they were going through a very rough time at this moment. But to me, I'm like, if you're engaged, this was not that long ago because remember, Jax and Brittany, their date of separation is listed as being January of this year. So it couldn't have been that long ago. And then to already have a fiance. It's not the best look, I would say. We are rooting for Brittany is where I'm trying to go with this, but at the same time, is Brittany being just as bad as Jax? We don't know. I hear that this is going to be brought up on the Valley this next season. So I'm hoping we get a better explanation because I don't think of Brittany as being that person who would be doing a little tete-a-tete with someone who's in a relationship, but that's also one of those things maybe she didn't know. And that's one of the type of things that we have to be aware of. So, because men, they love to lie. In fact, Jax, I don't even know if he meant to lie this time. I don't know if y'all saw, but on the court documents he filled out for their divorce, he put that they were never legally married. Yes, friends, he did. But it's Jax Jason Couchy Taylor. So do we really think that this was intentional or not? I don't know. He's always looking for attention. So part of me goes, oh no, he did that on purpose. But then part of me goes, he's not exactly, the sharpest and brightest crayon in the whole box. Not even in like a 12 color box. Sorry, y'all. I keep having to say things like this, but it's one of those days. Like I said, the allergies are making me feel like I have the actual flu, and I don't. It's just the earth trying to get rid of me. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But a spokesperson for Jax said that he made errors in filling out forms, which are usually done by a trained legal professional. Well, listen, if Kim Zolciak Bierman could fill this out, I would hope that Jax could. Maybe I'm giving too many people too much credit. I don't know. Okay, so I'm interested to see how this plays out on the Valley. I'm ready for season 2 to come out, and I'm telling you, bravo, Peacock, whoever, God, universe, if we don't get a reunion for season 2, I'm gonna lose my ever loving mind because we deserved a reunion. It felt very unresolved, and we didn't get many explanations. We just had the cast going on Sheena Shea's podcast, and Kristen and Brittany and Jax's podcast, but now whose podcast? Who gets custody of Brittany and Jax's podcast? Oh, man. Jax. It's my podcast now. So we now also have to go to the fact that Jax is saying that Tom Sandoval is his best friend during this whole divorce. But I'm going to remind everyone that the reports are saying that Jax is relieved whenever he hears Brittany is maybe seeing someone, like he's off the hook, things like that. It's very I'm having a hard time feeling bad for Jax. You know, I think he's been very much out and about, hooking up with people left and right because it is Jason Couchy. Okay. And I just want to preface all of this with the fact that, like, lately I've been on a rewatch whenever I've run out of things to watch. Of course, there's been a lot out right now, but I've been rewatching Vanderpump Rules, specifically the season where he cheated on Brittany with Faith. And I mean, the absolute demon that he was that season is pretty wild. You know, I think it needs to be noted that Brittany, during that season, right after he cheats on her, she not only sleeps with him, she then takes him on a trip to Mexico for his birthday. And yes, some of that is for filming. I get that. But to rewatch it now is really wild after the way we went down on Tom Sandoval. But Jax never claimed to be this righteous, you know, person freaking out anytime someone else would cheat the way Tom Sandoval would. So there was a different feeling with that because the indignation that Sandoval would have at all of that. I mean, I'm not rehashing Sandoval, but point being, it's been very interesting to rewatch it and be like, wow, Jax really wanted us to believe he's a totally different human being now. But apparently he's just right back in with Tom Sandoval. Yes, he is. And he even was like, listen, I know people are going to be shocked by the fact that Tom Sandoval is just the person who's been reaching out to me the most. That's because Tom Sandoval, how do I put this? I once had a mentor mention that the person who shows up first whenever you have anything bad going on with the bottle of wine and saying, oh my gosh, honey, vent to me. Are you okay? But isn't there to also celebrate you whenever something good is going on? That whenever you have something great happening in your career, you get engaged, all of that. And it's not something that they could gain any attention from. So, for example, when Jax was getting married and Sandoval was like, this is my time to shine, to show I'm the best groomsman anyone could ever be. You need to be a bit leery of people like that because they are not there to celebrate you. They are there to celebrate your pain, and they are there to celebrate themselves during your moments. It's one thing to be that person who just wants to make the best day of your life the best day. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's always that bridesmaid that it's like, no, you are trying so hard that it's now about you. Am I making sense? Okay. See, this is why I can't take allergy medicine during the day because it makes me a little loopy. It's gonna be a fun episode, my friends. Something I want to get into eventually here. This is not going to be a long episode, I don't think, but something I'm going to get to at the end of this episode is the Whitney Rose multi-level marketing stuff. Okay. But before we do that, I first want to just touch lightly, because it's in the same realm as Salt Lake City. Mary Cosby's son, you know, Robert Jr., he checked into rehab after testing positive on a drug test. Yeah. It's hard because Mary, I've been saying this, you know, she's been kind of a delight this season. And I don't know what happened. She checked in and she was like, okay, that like either someone said, Mary, if you're going to do this, you need to not look like you would rather be sticking a safety pin in your eye than being here. And something clicked with her. Something is different. But, you know, I have to say, there's stuff that's on the peripheral going on. And now she can't completely control her son, of course, but I'm trying to, you know, just put all of this out there in a whole. So there were some documents obtained by the US Sun, and Robert Jr. is currently in an inpatient treatment facility in California. His attorney informed the judge overseeing his DUI case he couldn't appear for his August 15th hearing because he was seeking treatment. Now, the substances that he did test positive for were snow, cocaine, fentanyl, and THC, so marijuana. That is a lot. And it does explain maybe why he seems a little sleepy a lot of the time. Listen, part of the problem was whenever he got the DUI, he didn't have a driver's license. He was caught throwing cans of beer into a dumpster, and he'd been drinking and admitted he'd been taking some OxyContin, Xanax, and smoking the Mary J. He failed the field sobriety test, and then he was charged for DUI. So I think because we also are hearing that Mary and Robert Sr. have separated, allegedly. I think this has been a rough time for Mary. And I hope what it does for her is that she has maybe more compassion for other people, empathy, and she continues kind of on this path she's been on, even though she's been very much Mary. Also, as I'm saying all of this, y'all, I will be uploading an audio only Real Housewives of Salt Lake City recap over the last 2 episodes, trying to play catch up. There's a reason if you're watching live on YouTube, you don't see my neon sign behind me. And it's because, yeah, I just moved, and I'm just trying to keep up with life in general. And yeah, so I'm thinking I will be recording that tomorrow, some of it today and some of it tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. It won't be on YouTube. Now, I'm losing my voice a little bit. Is it allergies or a cold? Maybe it's allergies, or maybe it's a cold. Maybe it's Maybelline. Now, before I jump into the Whitney Rose MLM scammy things, I do want to say that we do need to say, whoever you pray to, whoever you seek guidance from, be thinking about her daughter, Bobby, because she's only 14 and she was rushed to ICU. She apparently had a severe asthma exacerbation, and that's pretty scary. See, the thing is, the people I've known with asthma, when you have an asthma attack, it's not about getting air in, it's about getting air out. So it's a big, like, sucking in air. And, that's just freaking terrifying if you really think about it. So I do want to say I am thinking about the Rose family, especially Bobby. Hope she's okay. I hope she's doing better and they can find out whatever triggered the incident and prevent it from happening in the future. Okay. Like I said, y'all, it's going to be a shorter episode. I'm losing my voice already. But I do want to talk to you about Whitney and Sōl People. Okay. So here's the deal. There was a girl named Carly Esquera who posted over, I believe, just over the week about how she had been, we'll call it a team member of Sōl People. And Sōl People is the company that Whitney and Ashley, how do you say her name? Ashley Hadley James are co-CEOs of. Okay. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people were shocked that this Sōl People that Whitney is the CEO of was an MLM. And this girl, Carly, is saying, and I talked with her just a little bit in social media, the DMs. Okay, whatever. And here's the thing. They were selling things like skincare, which I will tell you, Wild Rose Beauty, from what I understand from Carly, and this is all with like her permission, is switching over to Sōl People. And that's going to be where she sells her skincare through. And then there are supplements. Remember I said that, friends. And there are digital courses like manifesting, love, things like that. Now, digital courses, unless it's something very particular, like, I don't know, this is just something off the top of my head because it's something I'm thinking about doing, how to DIY epoxy resin a dining table. Okay. That's a different type of digital course. These courses, I'm sorry, doing like manifestations, go pick up the law of attraction, go pick up any of those books that are like that. Okay. You'll be fine. Don't spend $500 on a course. Yes, you heard me. Now, Carly and this team of women were working, and when I say team, it's specific to MLM. They have teams that MLM's multi-level marketing. You recruit people, you make money off of their sales, and they do the same thing. The more money your people make and the more money you make, the more money you make, and then the more money people who recruited you make. Pretty simple, right? Pyramid. Well, there was this event that they were all supposed to be going to. These women all put down money on airfare out of their own pocket. They had to pay tickets for the event for their own company, which I guess they were $289 a piece. And then on top of that, Whitney and other, we'll say leaders like CEOs, asked this one particular woman, Carly, to speak at the conference and all of that. Well, very shortly before this conference was supposed to happen, it looks like it was supposed to be happening a week or two ago. They cancel everything and say that they're moving it to January and no one's getting a refund on the tickets for the event within their own company. Well, I guess Whitney hasn't really given any statement yet, but Carly was like, okay, this is not good. Not happy. We feel scammed. And they couldn't get any straight answers as to why this event was canceled, things like that. Now, keep listening, friends, because there's a lot of insane backstory to Sōl People Company that you won't find by looking up Sōl People. I just want to let you know that. So Carly is like, you know what? She and these girls on the team, they're like, we're going to go ahead and still take our California trip. We're going to enjoy it. All of that. She's been posting about it. Now, that's what's been catching everyone's attentions. I want to reiterate here because people were shocked that Whitney's a part of an MLM. She owns a company that is an MLM, multi-level marketing company. Yeah, babes, she and Justin have been in MLM for a very long time. In fact, she and Justin met at New Skin, where she was essentially his administrative assistant, aka secretary. And this is when the affair happened between the two of them. But New Skin is an MLM. And when the affair was exposed, went down, everything like that, they left. Okay. Because she was pregnant and they got married a few weeks later. Then Justin goes to work at another company for just a little bit. And then he goes to Life Vantage, where he was for a little while. Life Vantage is the company that he was allegedly fired from, according to Whitney and Justin, over that cringy love paint, colors of love, whatever scene they did on Salt Lake City, right? Well, after he leaves Life Vantage and has to wait that full year because of the non-compete clause, he goes over to this company called Awakened. And now Awakened is where he ends up at this point. It was 2022, I believe. I should have put the dates in my notes, but that's all right. He becomes the president of Awakened. Now, Awakened was owned by someone named Rodney James. And Awakened had a lot of issues. Okay. And where it came from was this weight loss supplement called Zenith. Well, y'all, Zenith, let me just pull up a few more of my notes on this here. Zenith was it was their flagship product, okay? And Zenith, here we go. Okay, nope, it's not going to pull up for me. That's all right. We're going to just go from memory. We can do that. So Zenith was a little bit different from, say, your weight loss supplements, medications that we're seeing lately, where it's targeting your insulin. Zenith was targeting leptin, which is a hormone that's your hunger hormone that gives the cues to your brain to tell you if you need to eat more, if your body needs the energy, the fuel, things like that. Insulin is your blood sugar, obviously, right? You're not here for a science lesson. But this hormone leptin, part of the problem is that essentially it's not something that you can fully mess with the way you think you can. If you go on WebMD, it says that, yes, let's say you could directly ingest leptin that would bring up those leptin levels to make you think you're full. Your body would digest it before it would even do anything for you. And that's where the biggest problem came from. The capsules for Zenith, they weren't dissolving in the stomach. Okay. So yes, we had a bit of a corn type of situation when people would go number 2. Real cute. They had this huge recall and they wouldn't give anyone refunds. They gave people about a month to have, and this was also an MLM at Awakened. I want to let you know that. So they gave their salespeople, we'll say, and their customers 30 days to request a replacement. Now, here was the thing. There was quite a bit of outrage after this when they found out that the key ingredients in Zenith were replaced with a cheaper alternative, Celedrin. I could be pronouncing that incorrectly, but Celedrin is the way I will say it. Now, with that, people were not seeing the same results that they were promised. Well, where did the results come from? The results allegedly came from a doctored study that they took from other research. Okay. Stay with me, friends, because it's all going to come right back to Whitney Rose. Okay. So it came from a doctored study. Now, here was the other thing. Everything to do with Zenith, if you look up Zenith supplement Awakened, you're not going to find it on the market anymore. You may find it on eBay, things like that. The key ingredients, Zenith proprietary complex. They don't even tell you what the ingredients are. They tell you like calcium carbonate, Zenith proprietary complex, and then the cellulose for the capsules. Okay, to encase them in. Well, a company called Viatal Nutrition claimed that Awaken stole their formula, and they ended up filing a lawsuit. Right. Well, then Awakened was suing New You Life for defamation in December 2022. But in June 2024, this year, the court ordered Awakened to pay $33,176 in New You Life's legal fees. And this was after New You Life used an anti-SLAPP motion in court. And we remember anti-SLAPP is what Ariana had tried to use against Rachel Leviss in the entire, we'll call it the revenge PORN thing. Now, here's the thing. It was earlier this year, so I'm wondering who exactly was paying this. But earlier this year, when Justin is now with Awakened, president, they end up naming Whitney and her co-CEO as co-CEOs. And if you look on Justin's LinkedIn, it says that he is now the founder/co-founder of Sōl People. Well, Awakened became Sōl People. Awakened's website last year was just completely down. And then earlier this year, they announced they are now Sōl People. Now, here's the other thing. The Zenith weight loss supplement, I mean, it's been fraught with just absolute drama, difficulty, things like that. They are going to, and this is according to, again, I confirmed this with her because I didn't want to get her into any bad things. Carly, the woman who's been posting about Sōl People being an MLM, she said that they are planning to relaunch what was the Zenith weight loss supplement. Now, will it be have different ingredients, have maybe a reformulation? Will it be rebranded? Absolutely, it will be rebranded. But I would say don't waste your money on any supplements that Whitney Rose is going to be touting anytime soon. So I feel a little bad for Whit. Feel a little bad because between the Alibaba Prism jewelry thing, which I don't know. I don't know if she got things from Alibaba. I don't know how it works sourcing jewelry. I don't. I do believe Meredith would know. But on top of that, we have this whole fiasco for Whitney with, sorry, y'all, I'm losing my voice, doing my best. We have this whole fiasco for Whitney with the Prism jewelry things. And then we have this coming out over the week. And there were a lot of people trying to call out these women that were a part of the company, saying, oh, you still have the products linked in your bio. Well, maybe they forgot to take it out. I don't know. I mean, there are things that happen. But at the same time, it's a little sus because, again, Justin, even though he's always worked in sales, he literally has worked for MLM companies all along. This should not be a surprise. I've been finding out more information about it, but I think Whitney's probably going to lose her mind and maybe come out with some sort of a statement. But listen, some of the products on there, it's like $38 for face wash. Yes, face wash that's concocted by Whitney Rose. She's not selling the bath bombs there, so I don't know where she's selling those. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm all for girl, be an entrepreneur. I am a believer in female entrepreneurship, but at the same time, it shouldn't be on the backs of other people making the money for you. Don't you think? Mhm. Now, I do want to say too that there was a response essentially from Shannon regarding the Joel Kim Booster comments when he kind of went off on his rant regarding the Love Hotel thing with her. If you don't remember what this was, my last gossip episode last week, we chatted about that a little bit. Now, Countess Luann, our Luann, the Countess. I'm a little. My voice is a little deeper today, so I could do a better Countess Luann. She did go on Melissa Gorga's podcast and say that Joel apologized to them. Shannon said they were at a show that she did with Vicky, the Vicky and Shannon show, said that they were all completely blindsided by this rant from him, that they had such a wonderful time. It never seemed like there was any actual issue. So I think maybe, I don't know, maybe Joel got a little fired up from something that someone said that Shannon did and then just completely went off. So again, it's one of those things like, do I believe that Shannon could probably be kind of a nightmare? Yeah, totally. But do I think it was that bad to the host of a show and his friend? I don't know. I just, unless we need receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, baby dolls. Okay. All right, my friends, I am quite literally losing my voice. So we're just going to consider today's episode a little bit of a bonus episode. If you watch on YouTube, please check out the audio feed. I'm going to rest the voice just a little bit, get some moisture. Oh, steam it up. And I will be doing an extra long episode that I should be able to release tomorrow on the last 2 episodes of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Now, I know I'm always telling y'all about the Etsy shop. What I want you to be sure and check out is I am now partnered with Tea Republic. There will be a link in my show notes just for today up until there, let's see how many of you are interested in the merch there. But up until the end of the day, when it becomes the 11th, you can get up to 35% off of the merch that I have designed for Tea Republic. So check out the link there in my show notes. It's a lot of Bravo. There's a little bit of mom talk stuff. There's a little bit of pop culture, just anything that tickled my fancy that I was like, well, let's just add a little bit of this and that here. Okay. Leave a 5-star review wherever you're listening. I promise my next episode will be so very long. You'll be tired of hearing my voice, and hopefully my voice will last a little bit longer. And if you're listening, watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like the video. And besties, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Keep an eye out for that audio episode coming on Salt Lake City. And I will see you on Tuesday. All right. Thank you so much for joining.